It's early November at OP Village, the student accommodation for the Faculty of Veterinary Science at Onderstepoort. The place is like a ghost town. The sports fields are deserted, the grounds are empty, and the halls are quiet for a change. Everyone is locked away studying. This is a time of stress, anxiety, and caffeine abuse. I'm in my 4th year, the year that all senior years and past students have warned me about, and I'm feeling the stress. To make it a bit more manageable, I have joined forces with this oak. This is Kewen. He is my neighbour.
He is barely my assholes.
And over the exam period, we spent just about every waking hour together, studying, testing each other's knowledge, and having a laugh where we could. It was on one of these days that the idea of a trip to the Kruger National Park cropped up, which naturally completely derailed our study schedule for that day. We had been bitten by the thought of celebrating the end of our toughest year yet in the bush, and it was starting to itch. The itch soon spread to sigh, and before we knew it, our crew was assembled and our trip was booked. All that was left to do was get through 2 weeks of hell, spend some time at our respective homes, and then set off in the direction of the Kruger Park. This is that story. First on the holiday agenda was heading home. After a much needed post-exam celebration, Ella flew up to meet me in Pretoria so that we could begin our journey home together. We stopped over at the Karoo National Park.
Promise not to use.
10 hours away from Onderstepoort and 5 from my home in Cape Town, it is the perfect way to break up the journey, and with a little bit of luck and patience, one might land up having a pretty rewarding game drive.
I forgot my hair tied, so I made a plan.
A head torch as a hair tie. So in a previous video about the Karoo National Park, I said that this road, the southern part of the Port Lekkerkie Loop, is a very dry, very barren part of the park, which it is, where you will struggle to find anything large and exciting. And this black rhino has just proven me completely wrong. On my most recent video, or our most recent video in Marikele, there was a comment about sharing the locations of rhinos, and I agree. We need to be a lot more careful about sharing the location of rhinos, especially those that still have their horns on. The Karoo, I feel, is different. Every single day, in and around reception, on the park roads, you will see anti-poaching vehicles with dogs on the back, and it's every day without fail. This is just from my unprofessional opinion. I believe that the rhino here are safe, and it's evident by the increase in sightings that we've had over the years, I'm pretty confident that Sandparks is doing a good job with the black rhino and the Karoo National Park.
Promise not to use. Promise. Promise not to use. Promise. Promise not to use. Promise.
Despite the disappearance of an entire bottle of champagne, the following morning we were up early, giving the park another go before heading home. My obsession with these things continues, and it's spread. Tortoise. Alright, so we finished our game drive and we came back for a quick little shower, and now we're gonna have breakfast, which is included in your fee if you stay at one of the cottages, and then we're gonna hit the road back to Cape Town to be reunited with our families and our friends, and it's all gonna be lekker. Quick recommendation, the Karoo Jacks, big stack of flapjacks here for breakfast, can't go wrong. Here we are again, this time in the Mokala National Park, the 28th of December. Yesterday we left Cape Town very bloody early, and we arrived at Mokala National Park in the Honda Jazz this time. That is because unfortunately the Subaru's time is up. It's getting a bit expensive to run and things are going wrong. So for this trip we are in the Honda Jazz. We got to Mokala yesterday at about 2 or 3. We had a drive through the park. We tried to do an afternoon drive. That was cut short by the state of the roads. If you're in a sedan vehicle, don't even bother doing the Valbos loop. That really tested us there. It was pretty fruitful. We saw a big herd of buffalo, some sable, and a rhino. And this morning we still have a little bit of time before the main gate opens to the park. We're going to bumble around, take it easy, and then at 7 we're going to start heading towards Pretoria to meet up with the rest of the crew, and then finally start heading towards Kruger for real this time. This northern part of the park is giving very strong Serengeti vibes. Mountain Zebra National Park as well on the top there. Big grasslands, but this, I feel like I could be in Tanzania. And there we go. By this stage in our journey, we had picked up Sign Javal in Pretoria, and we were headed for Hoedspruit, where we were going to stay with the Holmans. Thank you so much, Almarie and Malcolm, for having us. We really appreciate it. After spending the night in Hoedspruit, we headed for Palaboro Gate and had a long drive through the park to get to Punda Maria. grey, rainy day here on the road between Palabora and Punda Maria. What you find there that side?
Gotta leave the potential non-bone and dwindle.
Lekker. But no bones just yet, that we know of. It is about 12:30 and we are on the Lavuvi River Bridge, and we woke up at 4:30 this morning to come up into this Pafuri area to do some birding, and let's just say it's not been very fruitful. It is piping hot. We came for some of the specials like the bone spine tail, the Pels fishing owl, racket-tailed roller, and on to chat, and yeah, we saw a little bit of one. And it's hot. We're here on the bridge again doing one last try for the spine tails, but it's not looking promising. Really, I should take that back. I just got my 600th bird species, the green-capped Mvula. I'm here with Reese Holman, and it's my understanding that he's got a lekker photo. Do you?
I do.
Great. Okay, I'll
in focus, just waiting for him to stop scratching himself with his beak. Then showed his face, got a nice photo.
That was cool. Nice.
I'll send it.
Can you send it to me?
I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Lekker.
Hot day, but good day. Ethan, 1 lifer. Reese, I think 6 lifers. So yeah, I'm happy.
So am I. I'll take one. I'm happy with one. Anyway, let's go to that pool now. We spent another night at Punda Maria. We focused our attention around the immediate area of the camp on the Mahoney Loop, and it was pretty quiet. This is probably for the best. We spent New Year's Eve there, and then on New Year's Day we headed down towards Shingwedzi for another 2 nights. That was a very long and hot setup here at Shingwedzi, but now we are just waiting outside the shop. Some of our members are getting some cold beverages for a quick little drive. We've heard about some lions close to Red Rocks, so that's going to be our plan. Needless to say, we did not film any of the lions. However, we did catch a short glimpse of a male lion walking through the bush on the edge of the Shingwedzi River.
Seems like we've got a little bit more rain coming our way.
If it's raining, are we just gonna do like pasta and hot dogs or whatever tonight?
Yeah, we must check these clouds and see what happens. If the cooking crumbles that way, we've got pasta and stuff. But if we get back and the rain is finished or past, then dan gaan ons braai.
Just before the gates closed to the camp, we made our way down to the low-level bridge over the Shingwedzi River to look for some birds and to lap up the last bits of light before going back to braai. While we were down there, the storm hit us, and it hit us hard. We definitely were not braaiing that night.
They sit here and they, see, I told you, they sit and they wait for fish to come flying past. That's a crocodile.
Where's the crocodile?
That's a crocodile. Like, underneath the car. And like, get it.
That's so cool.
We'll definitely come back there.
Wow.
I might as well have gone for a swim.
This is Javal's tent. And there's ours. We left our windows open and everything got soaked. Rookie mistake, but it's just a kak lekker day in Africa. And that kind of became the theme for the rest of the trip. Come rain or shine, hell or high water, we were having an absolute blast. The following morning we headed out on the Mvula River Road looking for leopards. Although we didn't find any, it was such a lekker day out in the Kruger.
So this morning we were up early, we were on the S56, the Mvula River Loop, in search of ingwe leopards. And habitat is perfect. It's a beautiful, cool morning. And yeah, there's good weather, but nothing yet.
By the time we got back to camp, it was well in the 40s, and we settled in for a relaxing afternoon, and we had a night drive booked, so we were sitting hoping that the weather would hold. We spent a lot of time under the shade of the trees and in the pool with our fingers crossed, but unfortunately, nothing helped.
This is our second night in Shingwedzi. Needless to say, we did not see any leopards this morning on the Mvula River Road. And yet again, Shingwedzi afternoon storm. This is some of the most intense braaiing I've ever done in my life. But, oh my goodness, this is actually quite lekker.
As you can imagine, the fire that I'd lit lasted all of about 10 minutes. Thankfully, due to a space constraint in the campsite, Kieran and Carmen had a chalet, and so we went and finished it all up on the hops and played some 30 seconds, before waking up the next morning, packing up and heading for Letaba, where things really started to pick up on the game viewing front.
Explain yourself.
Well, today's transit day from Shingwedzi to Letaba. But yesterday's storm has done a number on us here. But still, sense of humour is intact. And yeah, definitely this is quite characterful.
The transit between Shingwedzi and Letaba is not all that long in terms of distance, however in that heat it felt like ages. I of course did not have the luxury of falling asleep in the car. It was however worthwhile, and you'll see why shortly.
Guys, are we? This is first wild dog sighting.
Given the heat, we decided to leave this pack of 16 hot dogs. We headed back to camp for a refreshment and then came back just before sunset to try again. Good call that was.
Okay, bye guys, we are already late for the game. Wow. That was insane, guys. Holy moly.
Ridiculous. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. That's the only thing I wanted to see when coming here. I was like, I just want wild dogs.
Yes, that first sighting this afternoon was your standard midday heat wild dog sighting. Lying around, flicking ears, standing up every now and then. But now they were in the road, they were playing, they were picking up sticks, they were chasing each other. That was so well worth it. We only came out for about a 20-minute drive. The gate is actually closed because we got
Ish,
caught
yeah.
in traffic. But yeah. Wow. Thank you guys. What a sighting. Yeah.
Our remaining few days in Letaba were great. We ended up finding that pack of wild dogs again a little bit further along. This time quite far away, and they were having a go at a herd of wildebeest with some young ones. They were unfortunately a little bit too far off to see if they got anything, but your excitement was in the air. In addition to that, we checked out the elephant hall, showcasing Kruger's great tuskers from throughout the years. Well worth a visit. And then, out of nowhere, a pride of lions. Lekker boys.
Lekker.
We're on a all-boys game drive. The girls are behind us on the Honda. And we found a good, maybe 7 lions. There's 2 here posing. Cock there in Africa.
Cock there in Africa.
Cock. It's really cock.
Yeah, it's it.
Aber schnapp den mal. Aber ja. Das ist krak lecker, man.
Ja, da ist der.
And that concludes our 2-night stint in Letaba. From here on, the rest of the crew heads out of the Palabora gate in the direction of Hoedspruit, and Ella and I head south towards Satara. Guys, thank you for an amazing trip. It really was lekker. I have a strong suspicion we'll be doing it again sometime, so yeah, be open to that idea. If you've made it all the way to the end, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next installment. It's gonna be a good one.